Hi you guys, welcome to my channel. Today I want to ask you this question. Do you want to live for the devil or do you want to live for God? Because so many people out there in the world call themselves Christians, but the things that they do is completely different from what a Christian should do. You know, in Joshua 24, Joshua made a decision that he would serve the Lord, that he and his house will serve the Lord. And when you make a decision like that, everything that you do should show that you are serving the Lord. And you shouldn't just say that you serve the Lord, but whatever you do is completely different. Now, one thing that a lot of Christians do wrong is that they try to serve God and they try to serve materialism at the same time. You can't serve God and materialism at the same time. The things that you own means nothing to God. No money, no power, no nothing in the world can get you a ticket to heaven. There's nothing that can take you to heaven except God. No money in the world can save you and no money in the world can buy you. When you go to heaven, you go away with nothing. You walk into heaven empty-handed. So you must decide what is more important for you in the world. The things that you own or your God. And then there's another thing that Christians does whenever they say they are Christians. They curse and bless with the same mouth. And that is something that you definitely can't do. You can't bless someone with a mouth and then later swear at someone else with the same mouth. And this is actually a big one. And I'm also guilty in this. Because so many people lie and gossip and tell bad things about other people, go off on other people, say things that they sometimes don't mean, and then they want to go out and bless other people with the same mouth. You know, now you get these people that will teach their children to gooi 'n dop. Then he will brag at his friends and say, hey, check my son throwing a dop, and he's only like 6 years old or 7 years old. Do you think that this is the right way to bring up a child of God? Do you think this is what God wants us to do with his children? To teach his children how to gooi 'n dop when they are so young? You must know, my friend, that child that you teach how to gooi 'n dop will one day become an alcoholic, and then you will wonder, why is my child an alcoholic? You know, these people that goes out and hunting. Now, after they've hunted and a boy is 14 or 15 or 16 years old, and the first time he shoots a buck or a deer, his dad will give him a beer and say, congratulations, now you're a hunter. That is the worst thing you can do in the whole world, is to give your children alcohol and think that he's a man now. You know, when he's 15, 16 years old, you give him a dog because he has killed an animal. I can't even begin to think why people would do things like that. Why in the world would you give your children alcohol when they are so young? Why in the world would you teach your children from a young age, 6, 7, 8, to throw you a dog? It just doesn't make sense to me. It's actually leaving me speechless. I don't even know what to say about people like this. But I can tell you what you are doing. You are choosing the devil for your child. You choose to bring the devil into your child's life. You know, I know hunters think it's a prestation the first time that you shoot something and you kill something. So give your child a medal, or give him a trophy, or give him a milkshake, or give him anything else than the wrong things in the world, and you know what is right and what is wrong. Just the fact that alcohol can only be sold to people over the age of 18, and it should only be given to people over the age of 18, shows you that you are wrong. If you give your children alcohol under the age of 18, it's not just only wrong in God's eyes, it's even wrong in the government's eyes. And our government is so corrupt and so full of bad things. So you must know how wrong it is to give that child that alcohol that you are giving him. Or a cigarette. You know, you're in the bush here, now you're a man, we're hunting, take a cigarette and have a smoke with me. Why would you do that? Why in the world? If anybody can just tell me, please, please leave a comment here on the bottom. I know nobody ever comments on my page, but just leave me a comment on the bottom and tell me why in the world would you give your children cigarettes and alcohol when they're underage, when you are supposed to bring them up in the way of the Lord. When Jesus was on earth, he said, bring the children to me and don't hinder them. So why would you do this? In a previous episode, I think I've talked about this, where the Bible even tells you that you should kill yourself rather than to hurt a child of God. This is how bad the situation is. So make the decision. Choose God for your children. And then there's these Christians that say no, they are neutral. They want to be in the middle. Well, I can tell you today that there's no middle, there's no neutral, there's no lukewarm. The Bible tells us you're either hot or you're either cold. And the Bible even tells us that God said, was you rather warm or rather cold, then it would have been better. But now you are lukewarm and I will spit you out. So God will spit you out if you are lukewarm. If you are neutral, you will get spit out by God. You can't be lukewarm and you can't be neutral. You must choose cold with the devil or hot with God. There's no neutral, there's no other way that you can choose. And we can read about this in Revelation 3. And it says, so, because you are lukewarm and neither hot nor cold, I will spit you out of my mouth. That's what God is saying. So God tells us, do not be neutral. You can't be in the middle. You can't just be there. You must make a decision. You must choose. Choose God or choose the devil. And our children, this father who sits in the living room and calls his child to bring him a beer, what example are you giving to this child? I just don't understand it. I mean, can't you think that you are teaching him from a young age to drink beer, to fetch beer, to pour beer? It's really bad. It's a really bad situation. So please, when I'm sitting here today, I'm asking you, please, choose God. Choose God for your children. Don't teach them wrong things. When your child shoots a deer in the field, take a photo of the thing and put it on a trophy, or put it in a medal, or put it in a photo frame, or any place where everyone, and give him that to remember it with. I'm sure he will even remember it better if you can always see the frame hanging there and he remembers, this is the day when I went hunting with my dad and I made this photo, than to drink a beer. Because if everything goes wrong and he becomes an alcoholic, he will not even remember the day. He may probably not even remember you. So choose today to do the right thing. Choose today. Choose God. And save your children. Save yourselves. And I would really hope you guys would like and subscribe to this channel. I don't have a lot of subscribers and not a lot of people are watching these videos, but maybe one day someone will just need to hear what I have to say. I hope you guys have a wonderful week full of miracles. God bless you. Goodbye.